It's that time again. It's time for another Saturday night special where we talk about everything rockhounding related. Well, we are in the midst of a intense heat wave out here in Northeast Washington, and it is like the surface of the sun out here in the shop. Pretty much it's in direct sun, so if it's 103 out, that makes it about 115 to 120 out here in the tin can. Last week, I showed this rock right here, and we spoke about it. I took some photos with the microscope of some of the inclusions in it, and I referred to this as a piece of obsidian, and I was wrong. So, you know, it's good to probably follow some of my own advice and do tests before speaking in some type of absolute. I don't know exactly what this is, but I can tell you that it's not obsidian. And thank you to some of the people that may have pointed that out, like Blue Snapper, which I got to get down there. I got to see that guy. He's got a lot of obsidian at his shop and one thing after another. But, you know, had I had followed like some of my own advice and did a hardness test on it, I would have been able to rule out obsidian right away. I've also, over the past week, I have looked at just about every single photo of obsidian on the internet, it feels like, and nothing is matching for me. You know, I don't know how much more I'm going to be investigating this specific piece with everything that I have going on. It might be something that I have to reapproach at a later date, but yeah, correction on that, you know. So I received a very lovely gift this past week. Now, I save all the letters, and sometimes I feel like they might be a little personal, so I don't typically read them, but I received this book in the mail from Frank. Now, some of you might know Frank. Frank's got a YouTube channel, and he's also the person who drew up the plans for my carpet wheel machine, which you can now find up on the website. There's like a beautiful blueprint that you can just download. It's all free, and it's fabulous. And a couple of people actually made some of these machines that I know of, and it's great. This book, though, is absolutely amazing. Now, I have not shown probably enough of the channeled Scablands of Washington, and I want to do more of that in the future. It's really like a landscape that calls out to me. You know, the Cliff Notes version of it is, well, for those of you that don't know, the majority of Washington is a desert. And it's a desert often without dirt. You know, we had the Missoula floods here like 28,000 to 14,000 years ago that basically cleared all the dirt all the way down to the basaltic lava flows that we can see. And I thought I would share with you some of the photos in this book, which are excellent. This is incredible, such as these basalt columns. And I like, you know, the Elephant Mountain basalts in Palisades, which is the place we've been. So the potholes, those are potholes. Now, when the waters were coming through here, in some places the water was like hundreds and hundreds of feet deep, creating swirling tide pools, which drilled down into the basalt and sucked all the rock away. And now we have lakes out here, which are very cool. Some of that beautiful landscape. I actually have a video out there by Fish Trap. Very cool. It's just there's something about this, you know. I have a video up on Steptoe. Man, you can drive all the way to the top of it, and you get an amazing view of the Palouse. So I haven't read this whole book yet. It's kind of a, man, talk about a deeply personal book. The author, he it gets very deep. But kind of some of his photos here were helping him deal with some hard times that he was going through. What we're looking at here is the Elephant Mountain basalt, and we're looking at the top of columnar basalt, which is cool. You don't usually see that perspective. I mean, a lot of people have seen columnar basalt. If you're a fan of the work from Nick Zentner, he's shown them many, many times, and it's cool to see. We have some of the most excellent exposures here in Spokane. Steamboat Rock, done a video up there as well. Man, it's excellent to see beautiful photos like this. I think this is definitely going to give me some inspiration come winter. Riverside State Park, right? So this is pretty close to my house, so very beautiful to see. And I know Jeremiah Regna Rocks, he recently went there, so only a couple more here. Look at that northern flicker. Flicker is probably one of my favorite birds. They sure are pretty. I hear them way more than I see them, though. Finally, these columns, these basalt columns. This is a great photo. I love the one flow with another flow on top. It's very cool. I really got to do some more basalt videos. I think people would enjoy them. Some of the ones I've already done are pretty good, I think. So, this past week, white fur, right? Okay. White fur thunder egg beds down there in beautiful Central Oregon are amazing. I love, you know me, I love a good thunder egg. I love a good zeolite. Pretty much I love anything that's interesting, you know. If it's not interesting, I'm not going to go for it. You know, I definitely need that kind of angle to hook me in. And I think the white fur is quite cool. Even some of these like littler eggs, which may not look too fabulous at first, when you get them wet, you're like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. Like, it's basically just a solid jasper chunk. Like, now I'm not one to do rock tumbling things, so it's not my hobby, but for somebody else, man, if you wanted some beautiful little pieces of tumbled up jasper, I think that place, like, dang, like you would do quite well for yourself up there. I really have a lot of the material that needs to get kind of processed and cut up. Some of these I think are really nice. I kind of like this piece where it's got like a lot of different little pockets in there. I think it's interesting. Tells a kind of a neat tale. But yeah, just across the board, good stuff up there. I would highly recommend it, and I'm sure as I start to work through the material and kind of have a better grasp as to what is really good, I'm going to be more selective and go back in the future for some more digging. Definitely a great locality in Central Oregon there. So, when we were down in Central Oregon, you're never going to make it into a video, but I still think it's kind of fun. I picked up some agates down there at beautiful Richardson's Rock Ranch. And I've been cutting some of these, and we'll look at these here shortly. And I've been cutting them with a purpose, and, well, it's not going well. But let's look at some of these agates here. These are Brazilian agates, okay? Now, I'm not one to really go out and buy rocks. That's not my cup of tea typically, except I bought these with a purpose in mind, and it's not... Look at that agate. Isn't that cool? These were $2 a pound, I believe. $2 a pound at Richardson's, so pretty good and chunky agate. So I've been cutting some of these guys up here. Well, there's the end cut off that. So I've been cutting these guys up, and I've been kind of chasing this idea of finding some iris agate. So if you're not aware, iris is pretty much when you take a very thin slice of agate and it will produce like a rainbow effect, right? It will take natural light, or I guess a flashlight light. It will take light and it will, how to say this? It'll be like a prism, and it will take a natural white light and it'll break it up into the whole spectrum. And I was hoping that with some of these, I was able to get that. So I've been slicing this guy quite thin, and even doing some light polishing, but you can kind of see here my fingers, how thin I'm cutting some of these slices, and none of it is showing any form of iris, which is a little bit of a bummer, but you know, I really wanted to kind of see this whole iris thing for myself, but it doesn't look like these are going to iris. I did read up that the Brazilian agates, like, they do quite well at irising, and no, not these ones at least. I do have another one which I can work on, and that is this guy here. So I can always cut this guy up and possibly use that, and maybe that one will iris. I'm not exactly sure. That big one will fit in my saw just nicely, but maybe, I don't know, these end cuts will get dumped out back, and I don't know what I'm going to do with these little guys, these super thin slices. But I have those, and probably save these for some type of future project. I mean, they do, especially this one. This one looks extra good. I might take it over to the sander and throw a polish on it, and I don't know, probably do nothing with it if I'm being completely honest. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to, sweating my face off, and working on some different projects. So we put up another podcast this week. Go check it out. Currently, rockhounding.com/podcast. We're up to number 11, and we're kind of been really coming into it more, I guess you could say, like hitting our stride with it, and it's going very well. Lots and lots of downloads. Oh my gosh. You know, the world of podcasting, right, is different than, like, you know, YouTube and Instagram and all the things where you get to see, like, view counts and stuff. Basically, only I can see them because we're on every platform, and all the numbers combined has been very good. A lot of listens, more than what I was expecting, which is awesome. I'm glad people are enjoying it. I certainly enjoy learning from these old issues of Rock and Gem magazine. There's so much hidden info out there, you know. So this coming week, we're going to be going off. Look at that. That's a fossil. That's a fossil. It looks so good. It looks so good. All right. Well, thank you for coming by, listening to what I have to say. Drop me a thumbs up if you haven't already. I'm starting to sweat, and I gotta get out of the shop, everybody. All right, y'all take care. I'm going to go drink some water.